radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Well. It's showtime. Yeah, the show must go on. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. It is Tuesday. Yeah, February 17th, 2026. Let's do this, man. Yeah, this week on Fade to Black, we got a little schedule change tonight. But last night, great show with Michael Schratt and his crazy UFO cases. So much fun. John Brandenburg is in the middle of a snowstorm right now. And, man, it's just called bad internet. And we just couldn't make it happen. So the show must go on. So tonight we're going to do an AMA. More on that in just a minute. Tomorrow night, Holly Burns is here. And I'm really looking forward to this. E.T., Jesus, and Sasquatch, and much more tomorrow night. And Holly let me know. She's got a Harley. And she's a musician. And she wants to talk. So we're going to do that tomorrow night with Holly Burns. I'm really looking forward to that. And Thursday night, we're off there. We're going to be at the Conscious Life Expo. So, so that's the week. And I'm going to just tell everybody, I was just outside, and the rain is coming down sideways. Yep, it is. Maybe we don't get thunder and lightning here. We do once in a while. I'll tell you guys a funny, I don't think I've told you this. Oh, by the way, okay, so let's just put your questions in all caps, pretty please. All right, so these old eyes can see the questions and separate the wheat from the chaff, right? I got to be able to do that. So all caps on that, and I haven't even scrolled through. I don't know what the action is at the moment, but it's always so much fun. I'm going to say this right now, that for me, Ken Priest, man. Ken Priest jumping in early. Ken's like, AMA, I'm in. Okay, so I'll get to that in just a bit. We'll worry about questions in a little bit, but what was I just saying? Oh yeah, put your questions in all caps. Tonight's an AMA. We haven't done an AMA in a while. We try to do it once a month. Michelle is just crazy on booking, and she's just so good at that. And she brain freezes. I'm like, what about the AMA? Well, I've got the guest book. What do you want me to do? Cancel somebody? And I'm thinking, well, the answer is no, of course not. Don't cancel. I'm thinking, damn, man, cancel. I want to do an AMA. It's so much fun. So much fun hanging out. Okay, so tonight's an AMA. What I was saying is the rain's coming down sideways. And I was looking in the chat earlier, and Bill was talking about what he just went through with the same storm that is now here, the thunder and lightning and all of that. So once in a while, but it's very rare in Southern California. In fact, that's what Bill had said. We just don't get that stuff on the West Coast, and we don't. But when I first moved into this house, and I will never, I don't think I talked about this on the show. So my house at that time was basically empty. The windows and furniture, it was and I was in. I was watching a movie or something, and there was lighting, a science fiction movie, and there was something on the screen that was it was like maybe a battle scene of spaceships and stuff or whatever. But the screen in front of is like, it's doing its thing. But then so I didn't really notice what was happening in my room because I thought lights were off, that it was the movie. So anyway, it changes scenes and it's this dark scene and my room lights up, blah, 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 blah. And I see it coming. I went, oh, it's lightning. And then I heard the thunder, which I thought was part of the movie. So I go out on my patio. It's on the second floor. And I go out on the patio and I look, and it was a lightning storm, like straight out of that movie with Tom Cruise, the alien invasion movie, whatever that was. What was that? That was the remake. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. You remember the lightning with Tom Cruise? And it was like that. So I was standing underneath the it's ran, and I'm watching the lightning. I'm against the house, and I could not believe what I was seeing. I've never seen lightning like this in my life, ever. Never seen it. Never seen it fill up the whole sky, horizon to horizon. These things, it was big, it was loud, and it was cool. And I stood out there for a solid 30 minutes watching this. It was dramatic. It was so cool. It was epic. It was widescreen, 70 millimeter, just widescreen, Gone with the Wind, widescreen. Whew, man. Never happened again. It was that way, and that was 5 years ago. Never happened again. So I don't know, Bill. Maybe it'll kick off tonight, but it is definitely raining and it's windy and it's nasty outside. So that's that, and that's why John Brandenburg's not here. But tonight we're going to do an AMA. I love this. All right. River Moon coffee. Yeah. That's what you need. Look at me. I'm wearing a hoodie. Harley Davidson hoodie. It's cold. I can't get, my house is set to 75 degrees. It is. It can't keep up. It is so cold outside. Can't keep up. It's cold in here. And so yeah, this is like for real, man. This is like for real. Let's do an AMA, folks. You kids ready? You ready to kick this off? Let's go. All right. So let's see. I think the first up is Delta Dog. How much snow? Oh, great question to start things off. How much snow are you getting? Our last storm, we got 9 inches. Oh man, that's a joke. I should. That is that Carrie? Is that Carrie from India? Who is Delta Dog? You can't have a 9-inch question and not expect a joke. I'm not going to do it though. I'm not going to take the bait. I want to take the bait. Not going to do it. We were supposed to get snow last night. We may have. It was really cold. I did take a quick peek outside this morning around 8, but the sun creeped in and it didn't seem too bad. So for maybe an hour today, we had this little break in everything. I did take a peek at the mountains. There was no snow. There may have been at some point, but it probably melted. But the real snow was supposed to be tonight and tomorrow night. And so I'll find out. And yeah. And Conscious Life Expo is this weekend. It's south. It's at LAX. It's different weather. But it's also supposed to warm up to like 55, 58, something like that by the weekend, which is, again, typical here for California. So I didn't get to see any snow. We've had snow every year, and I was very excited about this, but I didn't see anything this morning. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this storm was crazy. All right, let's see what's next. Who is next? Jeff says, Jimmy, what do you think about the booger sphere? Are you being sarcastic, Jeff? Are you being sarcastic? You do know it's the booga sphere, not the booger, the booger fear, the booger. It's actually very funny. Here's what's crazy about the boogosphere. And in case you've been living under a rock, which is what I said during the show, beyond belief, what we have with that. Okay, so it was this sphere, metallic, flying outside of a village in Colombia, caught on video, and they watched it fly, hit some power lines, and land or crash. And they went out and recovered it. Jaime Maussan got it and brought it back to Mexico. And it's crazy. It's great. It's about this big. All right. So what was it? All right. Now, what we have with the Booga sphere that we've always wanted, right? We want evidence. We want this. We want the receipts. We've got video of this thing. And the video is pretty compelling, pretty convincing. And so for me, with something like this, I'm always skeptical on everything. I just don't jump in unless I see it myself. And but the video is what causes me to go, okay, we need to look into this further. And we do. So once the evidence continues to come in, and I would like some more scientists to look at it and see what suggesting fiber optics and internal power supplies and all of these things. It's great, and it's a theory, and everybody's entitled to think what they want about it, including myself and you. I just don't know. But what we do have is some pretty good video of this. So that's where it is. I love investigating. I love this community. I love trying to chase. And when I say love, I mean love, Love. I love to chase down questions. I like to look into these conspiracies and see what's on the other side, and UFO cases, ghosts, and time travel, all of these things, including ancient history. And I just love it. So yeah, we shall see. We'll see how it pans out. All right, let's see. What do we have? Man, we're doing an AMA tonight. Man, I just love this. All right, next up, it's John. How you doing, John? John's the best. Jimmy, who are you looking forward to seeing at CLE? One you've met, one you have not. Great question. It's a great question. Okay. Now, as far as people go that are I'm friends with everyone. I just enjoy seeing everyone. There's, who okay. I'm going to answer, since this is an AMA, I'm going to answer honestly. I have a couple of friends there that work for CLE that I don't get a chance to see that often. But it happens at CLE. And one of them is Olivia McKenzie. And Olivia, who I've known forever, she's so special, so cool. But she's a really good tech person too as well. You would look at her and never think this, but she's really good at lighting and sound and wiring and cameras and setup. She's just really, really good. So that's what she does there. And she's always running around with battery packs and cables and things. You're like, you don't look like you should be doing this. But her and I are really, 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 really tight. And I get to see her maybe once a year, sometimes twice a year. So I really do look forward always to seeing my good friend Olivia McKenzie. I don't know if she's been on the show. Her pictures have been on the show. Yeah, Olivia. Anyway, really enjoy seeing her. Now, as far as people who I haven't met, okay, there are There are two that I'm really looking forward to at this year's CLE. And one is Dana Kipple. And she's the filmmaker. She was on Fade to Black, and her research is into sentient plasma, right? And that was a great show that we did with her. And I'm really looking forward to meeting her for the first time. And I might even be introducing her. I think she's on the schedule. Let me see. Do I have Dana the schedule? I do. So I'm introducing Dana. So I will get to meet her. And then also Danny Goler is going to be at the Conscious Life Expo. And Danny is incredible. You remember when Danny was on the show, and Danny is the researcher while using DMT, lasers and data streams coming through and symbols with the lasers. So he's going to be doing his presentation. I'm looking forward to Danny. Also, into meeting him, he's just so dynamic. A lot like Dana, very dynamic, doing very important research. And I've got a couple of things planned with Danny coming up. And that's happening immediately after Conscious Life Expo. So more on that at a later date. But I haven't met Danny yet. Talk phones on the show, but I haven't met him yet. So really looking forward to that. So yeah, Danny and Dana, everybody else pretty much, I've known them for years, and they've been on the show many times, and we've done lots of events together, and it's just a family reunited. So that's that. But Dana and Danny, 2 Ds. 2 Ds. All right, up next. Oh, Ken Priest. All right, here we go. What's Ken got? When does your new fill-in host start doing show? All right. Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute. Let's talk about this. Thank you for that, Ken. Great question, though. There's a reason for it. Chris, who manages multiple pages for me in groups and stuff, and has done that for 10 years. All right. So Chris is really good. He's really talented. And managing those pages with that many people and everything, he does a really, really good job with that. And he's kept his sanity and things. But he's also into video production, imaging and stuff. He's just really good at that stuff. And he's done a lot of really cool things for us over the years. He posted, I knew this was coming. So when you see those images of me on a Harley with Sasquatch on the back, or me playing as a Sasquatch, those are Chris, and he generates those with AI, and they're really good. And they're really fun and stuff. So that's who Chris is. He posted today. I wish I could play it, but I can't. I could play it, but you wouldn't hear it because of my studio setup. I'm not prepared for it. He posted an AI. So what he did is he took my voice, he uploaded it into whatever AI program he's using at the moment, and then presented a script. And then AI had my voice do the script. And it was of me talking about after the show. There was a knock at the door at around midnight. Then the door kicked in. I think it was the FBI, and I'm telling the story about the FBI coming in, and they want to check my computers for secret, I get UFO stuff or whatever, and it's really good. And I'm listening to it. There's no question about the quality of my voice. Sounds like me. It does. It's actually pretty good. So the video went out, and he posted it on a few different pages. and I think I shared it too as well. I wanted everybody to hear it. It was clearly posted at the top, AI. Chris did that. And I know it's AI. Some people don't read the video description. They're just scroll and listen. And they don't know it's AI, so they're listening to it. Now, that's not the crazy part about this for me. That's not the crazy part. I started talking about this many years ago, that this would eventually happen. And I have heard, I've watched other videos out there that have used my voice. Okay? All right. It doesn't bother me. It's the world that we're in. You can't stop the machine. You can't. We have to figure out a way to embrace it and maybe try to control it somewhat. We have to do all of that. But then it just got me thinking, could I have a stand-in host that is the AI version of me? Think about that. Just think about that for a second. Could it get that good? I think so. Could it be in real time? Could you have an AI, the chatbots are out there, right? AI chatbot of me up on screen and prompt the questions going at the guest, and the guest is while I'm in Peru, right? I'm off doing Beyond Belief, but Fade to Black continues because we have an AI, say chatbot, but with the full, I think we're right on that. We are right on the edge of that. So this was another idea I had with that. Okay, AI. I was speaking to some network executives last week about this. This is an idea. Now, somebody out there is probably going to see this and hear this and steal it. Whatever. It's all going to be happening soon. But what if I had a dead guest? What if I brought on Akhenaten? What if my guest was Tesla? AI version of Tesla, real time, chatbot AI, right? And I do the interview. And I think that there's something there. Kind of reminds me of Space Ghost, coast to coast, right? Nobody had problems with that. Space Ghost is a cartoon, and he's interviewing a real guest. And that show was good. Now, and that was done with illustrations, right? Animations back in the 80s. But what if we took that idea and modernize it, and I interviewed somebody from the past? Think about that. I think it's a fun and great idea. I don't have to pay royalties to somebody that's been dead for 1,000 years. You know what I mean? Permission from the family. So that's one of the ideas. And so, yes, that AI thing today freaked me out, put a smile on my face. And I think it presents to everybody where we are right now. And we knew this, but for me to hear it like that with my voice and the way that Chris put it together, it was pretty good. Pretty good. It's the world we're in, man. It's the world we're in. There's nothing stopping this AI train now. All right, let's see who's up next. Righty. I'm just looking for all caps, people. So whatever pops up first. Esperanza's in the house. What's going on, Esperanza? Esperanza texted me the other night, So I'm having a party at my house, and so anyway, I'm doing that, and she texts me, so what's up, man? What are you doing? I'm like, I didn't see it to the next day. I didn't see it. I did not see it. Oh man. I hope Esperanza, I hope you weren't upset like I was ignoring you. I wasn't. Okay. This is from Philip Shepard. Do you think ET are involved at the Vatican? Short answer, yes. I think that ET is probably involved with every aspect of our lives and has been for a long time. It's not a stretch to even suggest it. When it comes to the Vatican, there are a few establishments on this planet that have been around as long as the Vatican, just a few. So we have Rome, right? Italy, the Vatican. Great Britain has been around that long. China has been around that long. India. Everything else has kind of come and went as far as cultures and civilizations go. But the Vatican has been collecting stuff and putting it in its vault. So would they know about ET in contact? What about Jesus? What about Jesus? What about that? Do they know? Do they know? There has been other stuff too as well. And when you go back to the beginning of telescopes and of course Galileo and everything, how much do they know and have they made contact? I would say the chances for that are pretty friggin' high. All right. But here's the twist with that. This is the little did you know. All right. Napoleon. What? Listen to me. Napoleon, 1798, 1797, 1796, right in there. Napoleon, before he went to Egypt, Napoleon invaded Italy and defeated Italy. And culturally, Napoleon liked his artwork. So when he would invade a country, he made a list of the artwork and sculpture that he wanted to go and steal and take it back to France. You know what he did? He invaded the Vatican. That's right. He went into the Vatican and took everything that he could. So we talk about the Vatican today and their vaults and what is down there, and it is big and it is massive. There's a lot of stuff. Very few people have been down there. Napoleon did. You didn't know that. Napoleon went in to the Vatican with his army as he overran Italy and grabbed all the shit that he could carry and took it back to Paris. So when you didn't know that, did you? Listen to me. What is in the Vatican? What's there? That's not the question you should be asking. What did Napoleon take from the Vatican back to Paris? What do the French have? Think about that. Yeah. And that includes information about ET. How about the True Cross? The Crown of Thorn? I don't know. Original writings and everything else that the Vatican had been collecting for a couple of thousand years. What is it that Napoleon found important? It's so crazy. When Napoleon invaded, this is how nuts the Vatican part of this story is. When Napoleon invaded Malta in 1798, 99, he invaded Malta, overran it in 2 days. While he was in Malta, he took everything that was there. Okay? He did, including 12 full-sized solid silver statues of the 12 disciples of Jesus. He took those, put them on his boat, and split. They have never been seen again. I'll talk about that later on another show. You know what he left behind? A piece of the true cross. He probably just thought, it's not real. Whatever. But he said, we're taking all this other stuff. You can keep your little piece of wood. You can keep that. So when he was going through the Vatican, he's looking, that's it. Okay, that's a keeper. Pass. That's a keeper. Pass. What did Napoleon take from the Vatican? Back to France. There you go. I hope you just learned something. Next up, thank you for that, Philip. Great question. Great question. The Vatican has stuff. There's no question about it. It's what they were gifted from Napoleon. That's what's left. Let's see. Jimmy, have you ever had on Elizabeth April? I have. Yeah, I've had Elizabeth on. I'll see her this weekend. Yeah. I don't know exactly when that was, but probably a year ago. She was on the show. There. Let's see. How tall are you? I am 6 foot. 6 foot. So there you go. That's from I Love UFOs. Just so you can see your question. There it is. How tall are you? 6 foot. 6 foot. 5'11 3/4. All right. Julie Rios. What's an archaeological site here in the United States that really interests you? Chaco Canyon. And that's great. I'm gonna go with the Grapevine petroglyphs. And I was talking about Olivia McKenzie earlier. Olivia and I and a group of friends, I don't know how many years ago this was, but probably around 2020. So 5-6 years ago, we all went out to do some sky watching. There's about 20 of us, maybe 30 of us, and we take off and we go to this place. And then and somebody comes down and says, "Hey man, there's some writing on the walls up here. I think they're petroglyphs." So we all walk up, and I'm with Olivia, and it's the craziest stuff I've ever seen. And so it's called the Grapevine petroglyphs. You can look it up. It's right outside of Laughlin. I think it's on what's on the other side? Nevada one side. What's on the other side? Is it Arizona? I don't even know. I have to look at a map. But anyway, right outside of Laughlin. Look it up. Grapevine petroglyphs. It's crazy. It's the most petroglyphs in North America. I think there's 700 around that are there. Nobody knows who did it or how old they are. There's been very little work and research put into it. A couple of universities have gone out there. But it's a lot like what goes on here in North America. We don't pay enough attention. It's weird. We're more concerned with Egypt than we are what's in our own backyard. And the Grapevine petroglyphs are an excellent example of that. Nobody knows. There's been no real research done into it. It's in the Mojave Desert, and they asked the Mojave Indians, "Hey, is it?" No, it's not. No. They were already here when we got here, and that was around 2,500 years ago when the Mojave Indians arrived. And they said that it's not there. They don't know what they say, and it's not theirs, and it was already there when they arrived. So we don't know anything about it, and it's crazy. It's amazing petroglyphs. that tell that story. And I did that with Olivia McKenzie. I know that I have shown the videos of the grapevine petroglyphs that Olivia shot of the two of us in the caves and things. But that was Olivia. Yeah. So there you go. All right. Thank you for that, Julie. Great question. Let's see what is next. We were just talking about this. Jimmy, did your Facebook get hacked because there's a post on Facebook with what sounded like an AI voice? Yeah. That was Chris, and Chris created that. It is an AI voice, and I'm glad that you noticed it was an AI voice. So yeah, no, I didn't get hacked. Is this whole schmeal just mirroring our own obsessions? Okay, what's schmeal? Hold on. I'm going to look up the definition of what is that? Because that's a great word. SCHMEEL. What is schmeal? Schmeal. It's a German surname. So I don't know what schmeal means, but it's a great question. I'll post it up here. Maybe somebody else can tell me what this means. Is it mirroring our own obsessions? I don't know what schmeal is, but it sounds like, yeah, if I interpolate what you are asking here, Derek, are you asking about ET and everything that is going on? Are you talking about the world collapsing around us? Is that part of our own obsession? Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Keep asking yourself that, because that's a great question to ask if it is what I think. Yeah, I'm in California too, getting slammed by rain. It is crazy. I can hear it, by the way. Let's see what is next. Here we go. All right, let's see. This is Moon at Noon. Karen Carpenter, better drummer or vocalist? Great question. She's a better singer, but she was a great drummer. Great drummer. But better, way better. Her voice, and especially in these days of processing and auto-tune and all of that, man, she was laying that stuff down with a microphone, a mic cable going to the recorder, right? Just pure. And as good as it possibly can be. It was better than it could possibly be. So she's a better singer. Emotionally, a documentary came out 6 months ago, the Karen Carpenter thing. And I watched it twice, actually. And right after that, I had to go somewhere, and I was on the road, and I pulled up in my playlist on Apple Music. It's right there, man. Carpenter's Greatest Hits. And I do it all. I'm on the open road, man. Carpenter's Greatest Hits. And I've always had, the CD was always in my CD changer, Carpenter's Greatest Hits. And I get listening to that, and it wrecks me. It wrecks me because she sings so well that emotionally it just overtakes you, and it's what the songs are and all of that, Broken Hearts and everything else, Rainy Days and Mondays, right? So I'll say Goodbye to Love, right? Oofa. All right, so there's that, and then you combine that with personally what had happened to her, and that part was sad. That part was sad. The way that she got married to a shyster and a fraud, and that just, the whole thing. Better singer than a drummer. And that kills me to say too as well, because she was a great drummer. All right. Jimmy, why don't we see this from Carl Olson? What's up, Carl? Why don't we see more flying saucers flying in formation? Yeah. Is that what you want, Carl? That's a good thing to want. That's a good thing to want. If that's what you want. I don't know. It hasn't happened much. Lubbock Lights, we had it there for sure. There has been a few cases, including over Washington, D.C., the flap in 1952. That was multiple. And so it does happen. Doesn't happen that often, does it? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know this as a fact, but if I'm ET, then I know where we are in our development. Okay? We now have laser weapons. Yes, we have radar and we have satellites and we have sensors and we can look into deep space and everything. Well, they know this. And so getting here and arriving at this planet isn't as easy as it used to be. Okay, before 1945, before World War II, there was no radar. So obviously no satellites or anything. So you can come and go here all day long, do whatever you want. Nobody saw you coming or going. Okay, that's it. It ain't that kind of party now. So why would you come here with a squadron? Yeah, too easy to see. They're having a hard enough time sneaking in and out. All right. So there's that. I've thought about this a lot, though, Carl, and it's a great question. It's a great question, but nah, you can't arrive. Everything is so visible now. It's not. It's no. Before they could just walk in the front door and do whatever they want. What's the deal with the feds? It was AI. Chris made that. It was AI. Oh, Doty was in there, right? That was pretty funny. Chris got Doty in the screen. Richard Doty. Should I get Doty back on the show? I like Richard. Nobody tells a story like Richard Doty. It's amazing, and he's so quick at it. He's fun. I've come and gone with Richard a few times. Me personally, I was angry at him, like a lot of you are, and still are. I just kind of, does he know things? Maybe. Is he able to tell a story and from start to finish? Yes. And you can give him any subject. It doesn't matter. That's what I love about Richard. So you're sitting around with Richard, you're drinking coffee, you're doing shots, you're eating pizza, you've got a group of friends, and you go, so Richard, Converse All-Stars, high tops. Yeah, so I was stationed at Area 51. The call came over the radio, and I was over in the security shack, and the call comes in, and they said, hey, ET has escaped. He was barefooted, but he can't run through the desert. And he went into the locker room, and he is now wearing red Converse high tops. And so we ran out, we jumped the fence, and we're running through the desert, and we're following the footprints in the desert of Chuck Taylor's Converse. And it was easy. So we followed the foot, and there he was. He ran out of water, and he was just sitting down taking a break, and he was looking at the Converse shoes. I was like, man, Converse, man, wow. If it wasn't for those Chuck Taylor All-Star high tops, we wouldn't have saved your life. That's Doty. He can do that. That's okay. Tell me another story, Uncle Rick. You know, so oh man, I'm gonna get a text from Dodie here in just a second. It's coming in. Trust me. Oh man. But it's true. It's true. It's true. It's one of the things I love about that guy. Two. Moon at Noon. When you named your coffee brand, were you thinking of me? River Moon. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Juanita and Jeff, they are amazing. The owners of River Moon Coffee. And it was already called River Moon when we partnered up. It was already there. Yeah, it was already there. But yeah. I do that all the time. The same thing, right? You see your name, your birth date, or what, and so you'll see it. I see church. I'll be driving down the street. I'll see church. I'm not looking at, but I'll look, and there it is. Right? We see it. We identify. It's like when you buy a new car, and then you're driving. Suddenly, you see that new car everywhere, and you didn't notice it before. It's like everybody's driving this car. No, it's the same as it was before. It's the same thing here, right? So Moon at Noon, River Moon. You see it. Yeah, I love that. Absolutely love that. I do. I see my birth date all the time. I was watching this documentary series about a spy over in England. It's really good, by the way. Anyway, so I'm watching that, and there's a statement from somebody that worked at the KGB, and he goes, yeah, so it was October 10th, 1977, and we went to his apartment, but he had escaped, and he made it over to, and I was like, man, October 10th. Wow. But there's 365 days in the year. The odds of that date of his escape out of Moscow or wherever he was being October 10th, it's 1 in 365. It's not that strange, but it's cool when it happens, right? Okay. All right. Yeah, so we do that all the time. Let's see. Let's see. Jimmy, why don't you have a guest host? A guest host since you're gone so often. The reason why I don't do that is, first off, nobody's as good as me. No, it's not that at all. There's so many good hosts out there that I would love to have co-host this show and do it. It's technically impossible. It's technically impossible. The way that this studio is, and I've showed you, when you look at, when I back up and you see all of this here, you see all these lights lighting up, you see that? See that? See that? You see that? See that? See that? See that? See that? That's all part of the show and the processing of this show. There's so much gear in here, and the way that everything feeds out to different networks, and then how it comes in here and then flows through. I don't have a camera to point here what I'm looking at, but it's impossible. It's impossible. And everything is live, so we can't tape. So there's that. And so this is the origin of everything. And even if it was a taped interview, it would have to come in here and originate here and then exit out into the world. And that's just an impossible thing to do. So, yeah, that's why I don't do it. Great question, but it's just impossible. I've thought about it a lot. I just can't do it. Okay, so this is from Randy. What are your thoughts on the 400-year-old skeletons buried under a church in Mexico? I don't know about this. Let's see. 400-year-old old skeletons, Mexico. Okay, boom, done. New pictures, 400-year-old alien skeletons. Oh, I heard about this. I haven't seen it yet. Another Ross Coulthart thing, right? Claimed to have found a 7'8", or is that 7 to 8 foot alien reptilian skeletons in Mexico? Yeah, haven't seen it yet. Heard about it yesterday. I haven't had a chance to go and check it out. I haven't. I'm going to see Ross this weekend, so I'll ask him about it. Let's see if I can watch that video before I go. I only have one more day, which is tomorrow, and then I've got to hit the road, but I'll see what I can do. All right. Ray here. It's been a long time. Which Ray? Which Ray? The string master. Huh. I know like 5 Rays. And I should only know one. So there you go. Hey, Ray, how you doing? Okay, up next. What are we at? Man, we're almost at the break. Who is Jesus to me? Jesus is where you hedge your bets. That's where Jesus is. I don't even understand. And I know you're not supposed to, right? You're just supposed to have faith. I don't understand the concept of Jesus. I don't. I don't get it. And I don't know enough about it. Like fundamentally, like, do I have it all figured out? You know, the Bible and the story of Jesus. And no, I don't. Old Testament, New Testament. Why is Jesus Jewish? Jews don't believe in Jesus. And I don't understand that part. Why was Jesus here as a human if he's the Son of God? And why was he here as a human and he had to work as a carpenter? Why didn't he have a nice house? Just I don't understand the concept. But to accept Jesus in your life, no, is that baptism? Is that where baptism? I don't understand. But Jesus is where, when you don't understand about Jesus, that's where you hedge your bets. So you get to a certain point in your life. This is how I offend so many people right now. I'm going to do it in real time. So enjoy this. You get a certain point in your life, you know, your own mortality is starting to seep in. I got all this stuff, man. I can't take it with me. I don't have any children. I need to just sell all this stuff. And because it's, you know, I'm not going to be here. You start to, you know, you analyze your life. You're looking around. All of your friends are, you know, disappearing, and then your family, and you go and you start having these, and that's where you go, oh, what about Jesus? Do I need to make sure? Because I don't know. So what if Jesus is a thing? Have I made good with Jesus? Right? And you get to that point, right? You kind of got to hedge your bets a little bit. You got to, like, you know, just at least cover your bases. You know, go to church a couple of times. Go to a Bible study class once, and just kind of hedge your bets. That's, for most people, that's where Jesus is. The first part of your life, nah. For most, not for everybody. And there's a lot of religions in this world, so Jesus isn't a part of everybody's life. And in the Christian parts of the world, as big of a religion as that is, no, it's not there for most, until you have to. That's where you hedge your bets. So am I hedging my bets right now? Am I hedging my bets? It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, where I'll give you an example. You want an example of that? Go watch Joe Rogan. The old version of Joe Rogan, when he first started, Joe Rogan, remember his ad? His main sponsor on his show in the beginning was the Fleshlight. Remember that? It ain't that kind of party with Joe now, is it? Joe is all about Jesus. It's weird. It's because that's what happens in life. You kind of start to hedge your bets, and you just start thinking about it. I know that's exactly where Joe was at. You know, he talks to a lot of smart people, and it's just got him thinking. And man, you know, if he stops dropping F-bombs on his show, then you know he's all in. But that's what happens. You get to a certain point and you start to hedge your bets. And that's where it is for me. Dewey. Let's see. Thank you for that, Dewey. Just trying to make sure you have Waffle House money on the East Coast. It's good looking out. $20 at Waffle House. That is a good night right there. Or early morning. Yeah. Thank you for that, Dewey. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Thank you. That's very funny. Very funny. Okay, we got 2 minutes and then we'll hit a break here. Android Paranormal. What is cracking, Android? What are your thoughts on the CIA telling John Greenwald they cannot confirm or deny if they have records on 3I Atlas? I saw that post. I did. I see that. I got to get John on the show. It's been a minute and we're neighbors. There's no excuse for this. I got to get John back on the show. Wasn't that, you know, I cannot believe, seriously, that we had an object like 3I Atlas spend all of that time here and we don't know dick. That's crazy, isn't it? I'm talking about us as people. NASA knows. Governments know. Yeah, we've got frigging James Webb out there, you know, and all of the satellites, all of the imaging, all of the observatories on this planet, all the astrophysicists and astronomers that have been looking at that, and supposedly we don't know anything. There are no documents. If it's just an asteroid, if it's just a comet, if it's just a rock, then release it. What do you mean you don't have anything? That was the most talked about subject in media on this planet in every country for 6 months. And you don't have anything? Right. Cannot confirm or deny. I remember that. I couldn't believe it. I wasn't surprised though. But leading up to that, we felt it coming, didn't we? Felt it coming. The information coming in. We have right now, as I'm speaking to you, right now, we have a 9-foot wide asteroid that is just past Earth right now, 85,000 miles away between the Earth and the moon. Closer than that, by the way, halfway point. We detected that. We know its size. We're watching that. They're telling us about that. It's right there. We can pick. But yet, 3I Atlas and its size, kilometers, right? And the size and everything that it represented, 200,000 miles per hour, interstellar, all of those things applied to it. And you don't have anything to say about it? Cannot confirm or deny. Yeah. There you go. Philip Shepard coming in. He says, do you like milkshakes? I do. Who doesn't love milkshakes? Vegans? No, vegans don't drink milkshakes, but you know they like them. Everybody likes milkshakes. So favorite flavor. My favorite flavor, there was a place called Cafe 50s, no longer here in Sherman Oaks. There's another one in Venice Beach. Cafe 50s, incredible, incredible. They had a peanut butter and jelly shake there. They had 100 different flavors, but that peanut butter and jelly shake was insane. And I tried to recreate it. I could never pull it off. But that peanut butter, man, chocolate shake, strawberry shake, anything shake, mint chocolate chip. I would never eat that ice cream, but it's a good shake. Yeah. I like milkshakes. I like root beer floats too. I like any float. Dr. Pepper float would probably be pretty good, but I love milkshakes. I do. In-N-Out. Don't get me started on In-N-Out. I might do that after the show if we stay with it. Let's see. I think it's a great idea. What's a great idea, Cynthia? That's Cynthia Todd. Okay, we're into a break here. Have you seen the missing 411, the UFO connection? I have not. I have not seen it. All right, let's take a break. Talking about David Paulides. Looks like one of his new, I think I heard about that. Is that the new one? Is the UFO connection? Okay. All right. No, I haven't seen it. Maybe you guys can tell me if it's any good. So with that, I'm going to get out of here. I am going to take a break. I'll be right back. Tonight's an AMA. Post your questions in all caps. I'll be right back after this. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get your alerts and access to over 2,000 videos. Click that subscribe button right now. Go to jimmychurchradio.com and get the Fade to Black official podcast. 2,000 episodes, all of them commercial free for just $2 a month. I am hosting, speaking, and presenting once again for the Conscious Life Expo, the largest conference of its type in the world. February 20th through the 23rd, 2026 at the LAX Hilton. Speakers, event, and schedule easy. Just visit ConsciousLifeExpo.com. I will be hosting and speaking at the Sedona Ascension Retreat, March 20th through the 22nd, 2026 in Sedona, Arizona. An amazing list of speakers, and it's beautiful Sedona. Come and hang out with us and just go to SedonaAscensionRetreats.com. I'm heading back to the Midwest for the Contact Modalities Expo, May 1st through the 3rd, 2026, in Delavan, Wisconsin, at the Lake Resort. It is beautiful. This is a great conference right in the heart of the Midwest, where I'm from. I'll see you there. Just go to Contact Modalities Expo, that's XPO.com. I will be hosting and presenting once again at Contact in the Desert. That's May 28th through June 1st, 2026, the largest UFO conference in the world. Come and hang out with us June 23rd through July 1st. Tickets and everything else that you need is at contactinthedesert.com. Want to change your life? Want that paradigm shift? Then visit Peru with Brian Forrester and myself for the Inca Celebration of the Sun, June 23rd through July 1st, 2026. A full 10 days of visiting the country, all of the amazing sights, and of course, the celebration of the winter solstice. It's all simple to do. Go to hiddenincatours.com. Come join us for the Monty Python Scotland Tour, August 1st through the 9th, 2026. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event where you get to go to the castles from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. August 1st through the 9th, 2026. Just visit HaleyARamsey.com. Watch Into the Vortex on Gaia TV. It's fade to black for the screen. Simple to do. Go to Gaia.com, search Jimmy Church, or click on the link below. Follow Fade to Black on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Get all of the show updates every single day. It's now called X, but who cares? Go to jimmychurchradio.com and become a Fadernaut. Get a membership. That's right. Everything is commercial free. You have access to downloads, and you get to call yourself a Fadernaut.
Jimmy Church, Gaia TV, Fade to Black, here at Machu Picchu with Brian Forrester and Hidden Inca Tour. Amazing tour so far, Brian, but we're here to announce what we're going to do next year in 2026. What's going on?
Okay, November 2026, we're going to have our major tour of Peru and Bolivia, either a pre or post tour of Paracas and Nazca on the coast. And then after that, 6 days in Easter Island.
Bucket list, Easter Island. Come join Brian and I and his amazing team here at Hidden Inca Tours for Peru, Bolivia, and Easter Island. Signing out. Say goodbye, Brian.
Bye, gang.
River Moon Coffee, makers of the Fade to Black blend. Truly the best coffee on planet Earth. Just visit rivermoonwellness.com or their Amazon store. It's all simple to do. You can check out the Fade to Black blend, the Game Changer blend, or any of their Black Moon Wellness products. It's the only coffee I drink. It's the best, and it's Doc. Again, rivermoonwellness.com. All right, welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight's AMA, AJA, you get to ask me anything. Post your questions in all caps, and I'll keep the answers shorter. I'm going to get as many questions in, okay? So let's do that. Let's get straight back to it. Jack the Lad is up next. He says, Jimmy, AMA. The Tarabaca, Costa Rica UFO case is one of the clearest UFO videos. Yes. Okay. So when that video popped up, it's kind of, you want to say pre-AI, but there was plenty of video programs and things that could generate. When I see videos like that, and it's the one you see the hills and you see the craft come in, it's a flying saucer. It's a pretty good video. There was like zero. I know that there was, we're going back to my memory now, but there was some social media stuff on it. I think it was, it was on Reddit, it was on Facebook, it was on Twitter, and there was a lot of comments about it and things. People are going to see what they're going to see, and that includes myself. It's a pretty cool video. And it's not perfectly clear all the time, but what UFO videos are, right? But it's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible. But no follow-up on the case. Isn't that's the other part of it. I agree with that. I was watching Chariots of the Gods last month, and there was, it's pretty famous, especially at the time. There was a film that was shot off of Catalina Island, and it shows this craft going over Catalina Island, over the mountains, and it's going across. That's shot on film. And I have always looked at that video, and I remember watching that in Chariots of the Gods. Go, man, that why isn't there more focus on that video? And then there's the other one that was shot, the photographs that were taken off the coast of Brazil, and with the Coast Guard, Brazilian Coast Guard, and those images, that's crazy stuff. Not enough analysis or focus. I get it, where we are in this world of ours, but the sensationalism of things. But if we go back historically, like the Tarbaca video, why is it that a video like that comes and goes and not enough focus is put on it? And you can go right back to the Catalina Island film that was shot of that craft. And you look at the freeze frames of that, you look at the individual frames, and I remember some people say, hey, it's a plane. It just looks, no, and no. So there are videos out there like the Tarbaca video where I think closer analysis needs to be applied to it. And it's surprising to me how many of these things just come and go, because we are always looking at, the next news story, that's coming in. So there you go. This is from, I can't see it's at Chalasheen. Fire horse here. There are many colored horse omen. Hebrew word for horses appear in Zechariah and northern where God's spirit rests. Now Greenland. Coincidence or pattern? I don't know much about that. That's pretty interesting, though. That's pretty. Somebody else mentioned that this last week. I saw something about this, and it did catch my attention. So we'll see. I'll look into that. I'll look into that a little bit further. Let's see. The string master. Do you still play those guitars? I remember you were pretty good. Okay. Yes, I still play them. Of course I do. I mean, how could you not? How could you not? I had some friends over last month, 2 months ago. And so we're sitting around, and it was maybe 6 people. Three of the friends play guitar. So they were picking up guitars and playing them. And we were sitting in my family room, and somebody was struggling with Back in Black by AC/DC. And I'm listening to it. I'm like, man, listen, man, give me the guitar. Let me show you how to play that. I haven't played that song in 30 years, but of course, I know it. And it was really funny how I just sat there. Give me that. It's like this. Here's the lick. And you learn that lick. I learned it when I was probably 16. And it was, especially back then, one of the, I thought that lick was so cool. And we played in my high school band and stuff. Anyway, so I took the guitar, and he goes, oh, and I handed the guitar back. Okay, show me something else. And it was really cool, and I was like, okay, name a song. But yeah, I love playing. I wish I had the time to just sit in woodshed, 8 hours a day and get all of my chops back. That would be a lot of fun. I just don't have the time to do that. But do I pick them up all the time? All the time. Here in the studio, because I do have amps and everything in here, and this is set up to play. But in my family room, I have a bunch of guitars out there, and I've got an amp sitting right in front of my fireplace with a little cabinet. and it's always sitting there, and I'm able to what I do a lot now, and then I'll move on to the next question. What I do a lot of is I'll pick up a guitar in the family room and I will play with the soundtrack of the movies or the TV show or whatever's playing, and I'll just doodle along and play with that, and I'll sit there for a couple of hours during a movie and play and just noodle. I do that a lot. And here's another thing that I do. It's really weird, and you guitar players out there will appreciate this. So I have enough guitars that a lot there's an artist that plays that guitar. It's a Dimebag Darrell guitar. That's his Think guitar right there, right? So if I pick that up, I'm going to play Pantera. There's one of Ace Frehley's, Les Pauls, right there. So you pick that up. What do you play? You play a Kiss song. You play Detroit Rock City, Dr. Love. I'll do that. Let me see. Let me step out of the way. There's a Michael Schenker Flying V, right? Pick that up. You're going to play a Michael Schenker song, right? You just do that. Pick up one of Eddie's guitars. You can't see him here. There's another row of guitars up there, and those are all of Eddie's guitars. You can't see them, but so I pick one of these up, you're going to play Van Halen. You can't see it. I'm backing up, but like right here, bam. All right, there it is, the eruption. There it is. All right, there it is. So you pick this up, you're going to play Van Halen. You're not going to play the Carpenters on that guitar. So that's what it's really weird. You pick up a specific, you pick up that. All right. That's a 57, 58 Explorer reissue. You pick that guitar up, you're going to play Leonard Skinner. That's what you do with that guitar. So yeah, that's what I do a lot. I just pick it up and play whatever artist is tied to that guitar. You didn't watch Laverne and Shirley? Is that what that is? That's right. Shamil Shamazel. I never, what did that even mean? Here with that show being the big hit that it was, everybody in this country was singing along to it and didn't know what they were singing. Nobody knew what those, I didn't. My high school that I went to when that was a hit, Warren Central High School, I can't say this as fact, but I remember I had one Jewish friend. Oh man, I'm gonna get canceled. But yeah, it's just true. It wasn't like I went to him and like, what? I didn't even know it was that. Same question for Levon Helm. Okay, that's dude. This is Derek. Better singer or drummer? Okay. That is a tough question to answer. That's a tough question. Man, what a tragic story, Levon Helm. He was the drummer for the band and also one of the singers for the band. They all sang. And the night they brought Old Gypsy Down, right? That song. He sang that. He had the voice of an angel. But man, could he play drums. And I often wondered about Levon. Why doesn't he walk out from behind the kit and just walk up and just sing? Because he was that good. Was he a better drummer? I don't know, man. That's a tough question, Derek. That's not even fair. Because I love Levon Helm. Crazy thing about the band, Go and watch that documentary. Thank you for that, Derek. That's a great question. There are no tellies on the wall. Yes, there. Oh, yeah, there are. There's one right there. You can't see it. It's right there. But I have some tellies elsewhere in the house, so don't worry about that. There are tellies here. The documentary about the band that came out last year, which was incredible. You watch that, and everybody in that band, except for one, had a very, very, very tragic ending, and it involved drug addiction. Everybody in that band, like, bad. So good. So good. Go and watch The Last Waltz, right? Their last concert. Was that shot by Scorsese? I can't remember. I think so. I think that was shot by Scorsese. Jimmy, what is your favorite Frank Zappa album? Ah, man, that's another good question. That's tough. Joe's Garage, Chic Your Booty, One Size Fits All, kind of a tie right there. Yeah. Yeah, Chic Your Booty. Really good. One Size Fits All, really good. Joe's Garage, Acts 1 and 2. The first one. They're both good, but yeah, wow. Tough call. Even the older stuff like Zoot Allures, just all amazing stuff. But and the Mothers of Invention stuff. But for me, Overnight Sensations. Oh man, that's tough. But I'm going to go with One Size Fits All, a three-way tie. One Size Fits All, Chic Your Booty, and Joe's Garage. On One Size Fits All, here's a crazy little factoid about Frank Zappa. There's a song on that album called Inca Roads. And when I was a kid listening to that, I love the song. It's one of my favorites. But it's about Peru and the Inca and flying saucers and UFOs. In the words, that's what it's about. And I go down to Peru, and I'm with Brian. I go, hey man, and we're leading the tour, and Brian goes, okay, so that out there, that's the Inca Road, and and I go, hey man, have you ever heard Inca Roads by Frank Zappa? Brian, no. So I pulled it up and played it for him and gave him the lyrics. It's incredible. Frank Zappa, Inca Roads. Yeah, One Size Fits All. That's a three-way tie for me. I listen to those albums all the time. Karen called herself the drummer that sings. Yeah, that is correct. Thank you for that. Moon at Noon. Neil Armstrong. This is from Jay. All right, so this is Neil Armstrong legacy, greater as a test pilot or for landing on the moon. Thank you in advance. Wow. We got to go with the moon on that. But that's a tough thing those test pilots, Chuck Yeager, all those astronauts, they got pulled out of. To be a test pilot, you are cut from another cloth. You are a different breed. You have a different set of DNA. All right? So they take you out. They show you some crazy plane, and they're gonna fly it for the first time, and they're gonna they're going to ask you to fly it as fast as it can go and make turns and do this and do that. To do that, you don't know. You wake up in the morning, kiss your wife, right? And your kids, you drink your coffee, you jump in the car and you drive out. You don't know if you're coming home that night. And so many didn't. Test pilots, man, that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing. When they roll these planes out of here, there's a lot of them. And one of them that they just brought out a couple of months ago is the first supersonic jet that doesn't make any sonic booms. And it's a crazy design. And it's really cool looking. So they built it out here at Skunk Works. And they flew it over to Edwards, and they've been test flying it over there. What kind of nad do you have to have in your trousers to get into something that looks like it can't fly? It's a long needle, right? A couple little wings on it. And you're going to go out there and just, test pilots, man. That's some badass dudes. So yeah, that's a great question and an honest one. If the moon wasn't in there, okay, so just astronaut was a better astronaut than a test pilot or whatever. And you want to throw that, I'm going to go test pilot. You know, astronauts. That's why they're the same. That's why they're the same group of guys. To be a test pilot and then to turn around and strap yourself in on the top of a rocket and light that thing on fire and take off. You need a test pilot to do that. I mean, who else would do it? You know? So, and then, okay. Let's see. Moving on. Did you find anything better than Parmesan cheese on popcorn? No, there's nothing better than Parmesan cheese on popcorn. It'll never be topped. Ever. Don't hand me something to put on popcorn. It ain't going to work unless it's Parmesan cheese. I've messed with that. Garlic salt, garlic onion salt. You know, this. I've tried every red pepper flakes. No, Parmesan cheese. And I got to tell you, what's that stuff called? The Smart popcorn in the black bag, the white cheddar. Yeah. Smart food. Man. And I'm just like the rest of you. I'll pound a whole bag in one sitting. Most influential musician on you, Paul McCartney or Jeff Lynne? Jeff Lynne. Yeah, Jeff Lynne. By far. Way by far. I was never a Beatles guy. I'm a Beatles guy now, but I wasn't growing up. Jeff Lynne. The first time I heard ELO's Out of the Blue, again, another UFO album. Look at the cover. All right. Okay. So Out of the Blue. ELO had the big spaceship. Remember the flying saucer and that whole thing on their stage? So Jeff Lynne, the first time I heard Out of the Blue, the production and the way that Jeff Lynne was doing ELO, I thought it was from the future. So I always Bevan. Remember him? That was his drummer, right? Bevan. His band was so good, and the production and the way that he did it, of course, with the vocals, but it was the songwriting and everything else. He was a true master of his craft, and people. So was Paul McCartney, but back then, Jeff Lynne, huge influence on me. I couldn't get enough of ELO, and I was so into Black Sabbath back then when that album came out. I was so into Deep Purple, Jeff Beck, Santana, These were the real guitar influences on me at the time. ELO wasn't a guitar band necessarily, but it was the way that he wrote songs and produced those records. Huge influence on me. Huge. It was always a goal of mine when I was producing records, and even now, I would go and listen to my stuff going, man, is it as good as Jeff Lynne? Yeah. Yeah, I would do that. Jeff Lynne, huge influence on me. Man, these are great questions tonight. Let's see what this is right here. As the one that everybody wants to know. Enoch says, hey, Jimmy, do you know what the big deal secret that there's something coming to Earth in 2026 or 2027? That's the rumor. And it's not from just one source. Different people, different researchers, different things, from different directions, all roads. And like even Bashar, right? 2026, 2027. And then you stop and look at where we are right now with the subject. It kind of feels that way. And I know everybody thought it was going to happen in 2017 and 2018, that, TTSA and everything. And I was like, man, you got to wait a couple of years. We'll see. The UFO community has been through this before, so we'll see. So here we are now. It's 10 years later. It's now 2026. But for the last 10 years, it's always been 2026 or 2027 are the numbers. And then 3-Eye Atlas is happening and all this other craziness, right? UFO hearings and the media. It just feels like somebody knows something and it's about to go down. So oh man, I hope so. I really do, man. You hear that? Woo! During the break, I went outside to check on the rain, and it's windy and messed up when you see somebody's trash can being blown up the street. There it was, man. And it's I'm not going to go. I don't even know whose it is. Somebody's missing a trash can tomorrow, and it's on the other side of the neighborhood by now, just making noise, blowing up the street. There it was, and it was moving too. It was moving. And it was just like not slow. It was like rope, just blowing up the street. So there you go. Okay, and I'm listening to it through my headphones. Pretty loud out there. George Clinton's flashlight just got into my head. Love the Funkadelics. See that? Okay, so that's another example of UFOs infiltrating into the music industry back then in the 70s. We had a lot of it. And Funkadelic, Parliament Funkadelic, they were all about the spaceship, man. Their clothes, and man, George Clinton, what a great flashlight. Man. I couldn't get enough of that song when it came out. And I was a kid. Again, I thought it was from the future. Yeah, thanks, Randy, for taking me sideways on that. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, where are we? I'm looking for all caps. If you're asking me something in lower caps, it's not going to get seen, people. So let me keep going. What timestamp are we? I'm 35 minutes behind, so I apologize. Do I remember Thrifty ice cream? Of course. Thrifty ice cream was good. Do they? Man, I haven't thought about that in a while. Do they still have Thrifties? I haven't seen one. There's not one in my neighborhood. Back in Indianapolis, we had Linder's ice cream. You guys remember Ernie? What was his name? Ernie Goes to Jail. Ernie Does Christmas. That guy. I can't remember his name. He got his start doing Linder's ice cream commercials in Indianapolis. They were the best. And what's up, Vern? Is that an ice cream shake? And yeah, Linder's ice cream in Indy. All right. Okay, hold on. This is going to be good. It's from AD Dances. Who has more proof on their side, ET or Jesus Christ? It's Jesus for me, and it's not close. It's no, it's not the same. No, it's not the same. For me, okay, AD, here's the thing. I have seen craft. I haven't seen Jesus. Nobody has. If we had video of Jesus, if I'm outside and Jesus appears in the sky, that's a whole nother thing. I ain't seen that. So most religions, it's all faith. Science is faith. Science is faith. Science is numbers. Some science is not faith. But when you get into the quantum world of physics, where nobody is seeing this and it's just math and they're basing string theory. Brian Green, I'm calling you out. String theory. It's all bullshit. It's all faith. So, man, so the particles, they assemble in a string and then they vibrate at a certain frequency and that determines its future and what it's going to be and blah, blah, blah. What? It's like a violin and, and the vibration and what are you even saying? You don't know that. Well, the numbers, as we look into this, man, stop. That's faith. That's more faith than Jesus. It's right. It's the same thing, or religion. It's the same thing. It's the absolute same thing. So yeah, but when it comes to UFOs, no. Do I got to bring up the beer can one more time on this show? Do I got to do that? I saw that in the middle of the day. Right now, if I saw that beer can and it's spinning and it spins and Jesus's face is on the side of it, okay, all right, that would change my tune quickly. But yeah, so much of what we do not know is based on faith and belief systems, and that includes science. 100%. So there you go. We don't know. Let me give you an example of faith when it comes to science. Same as Jesus. So an astrophysicist or an astronomer or a physicist wants to tell me about how a star works. Think about that. Well, you've got the hydrogen core surrounded by helium and the pressure and the gravity, and it's compressing down, and then that creates, the heat, and it's really, how do you know that? Okay, these are ideas. These are theories. Right now, we don't know. Right now, this is a fact. We don't know how Earth was created. We don't know how the moon got there. We don't know what is in the center of, it's a molten iron core that is really, you haven't been there. Now, there's a lot of evidence to support these things, but to suggest that as a matter of fact, what is going on the inside of a star. No. And I know you're educated and you've got evidence and numbers and algorithms and, bringing Isaac Newton Einstein. Okay. All right. Good. But we don't have a clue. It's all based on faith. And right now, everything that has been presented about the Big Bang and the start of time and the universe and we don't know anything. We can't, and we'll never see it. We'll never be there. The universe, okay, according to the math and what we have seen, is expanding, and the expansion is increasing in speed, and it's now traveling, moving and expanding faster than the speed of light. Therefore, outside of the edges of everything that is increasing and passing the speed of light, we don't even see that, and we will never see that. We will never know those galaxies, those planets, those civilizations, and all. It is so big and so far and expanding out, we'll never see it. So but they didn't even know until recently that that was even happening. Right. And so there was a consideration before that, before 1995 and before Edwin Hubble did his discovery in 1922, confirmed and presented in 1928. Einstein called bullshit on that. He thought that the universe was static, that it wasn't moving. All right. So that's why everything, when it comes to science, so much of this is based on faith. They don't know. They don't know. And we're making discoveries every single day. So it's really the same thing. And I'm okay with it. Because I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Man, that was sorry about the long diatribe on that, everybody, and JD. But that's a great question, man. And I'm with you. You do you. Wait a minute. What? Is this right? Okay, Susan, you're just trying to stir the pot. This is not true. Last year, I asked you during an AA about inviting L.A. Marzulli on the show. You said you didn't want to deal with his religious side. Okay, so maybe I said something like that and you took it the wrong way. I don't do religion on this show. I don't do politics on the show. I don't stuff that I'm honestly not interested in. I do stuff that makes me smile. L.A. Marzulli has influenced me and my research and his outlook on life as much as anybody or more. I love that guy. And he knows it. We go back a long, long ways. And we just had him on the show recently. I try to get him on the show as much as I can. His take on the world and how he reflects that back and rolls it into the Bible and his knowledge of religion and Christianity. It's amazing. And I love that research. And I've always been right there. No, I walk side by side with L.A. Marzulli. Always have, always will. So, no, nothing changed. I might have said something that you took the wrong way. I probably, if I said something, I don't do religion on this show, but it has nothing to do with L.A. Marzulli. L.A. is amazing, period. And if you haven't followed his work, everybody go and chase him down. L.A. is amazing. Did you see ETs Among Us on Earth, the show themselves in August? Okay, I'm not. This is Holly Hall. What's up, Holly? How you doing, Holly? She's the best. Did you see ETs Among Us? I'm not sure what you're asking. In August around a religious alignment. I'm not sure about this because the show. Are you talking about Caroline Corey's movie? I'm not sure what you're asking, Holly. Ask it again and I'll get to it. Or text me the question. All right, text me the question, Holly, and I'll read it. That'll be faster than me trying to get through all these questions and find you at the end here. Okay, I'm scrolling. We shall see. Let's see what pops up next. I'm just seeing what what catches my eye in upper caps, I'm probably scrolling too fast. Ask Holly, you're going to have so much fun. Esperanza, what's that all about? You are, you is. Ah, man. Frank Zappa. Yeah, man. Oh, man. Well done. Well done. You know, the people, fans of Frank Zappa, love to hang out and talk Frank Zappa with other Frank Zappa fans, because it's two things. It's three things. Frank Zappa is technically not of this earth, so the music's very technical, and if you're into that, it's challenging to listen to, let alone play. And that's a very cool part about that. His sense of melody being so technical is also crazy. And his band members were the absolute very best, very challenging to play in his band. So there's that part. And sonically, he was just amazing at production. But it was the other part about the comedy. Most of the humor in Frank's music, most of his songs were just flat out hysterical. So you have this technical thing. So the people that are Frank Zappa fans get comedy, have their favorite comedians and their favorite movies. They appreciate that. It's very intellectual music and content of the lyrics and stuff that challenge you. And so it's a different kind of person that is into Frank Zappa, because it's a very technical. Most people, they don't have the attention span, and I understand, to focus in on that stuff. But when you do, Frank Zappa fans are the best. They are the best. Is it a burden as plain as Jimmy's neighbor's trash can? Oh, is that true? Thrifty Drugs was bought out or taken over by Payless Drugs about 20 years ago. I've never heard of Payless. Remember Thrifty? Payless? Do they have another name that they were flying under? Was that? I thought CVS did it too as well. If I saw a PBR can that big, I'd be in heaven. Esperanza's in here causing trouble tonight. Why does observe? Here we go. Okay. This is from Foglog. This is good. Jimmy, why does observing a photon affect it? Okay. It goes back to that thing I was talking about earlier. So here in our world, right, our lovely, beautiful circle that we have, our family, whether it's consciousness or ghosts or the afterlife or E.T. or Sasquatch or time travel, all these things that we talk about on this show. It's awesome. All right. And the scientific community for years looked at us and would laugh. All right. Ghosts, all of these things. And then we have the double slit experiment. I got to tell you. And so the scientific world, they'll always go to that and, to look. If you, as crazy as our community is, it doesn't hold a candle to scientists that say, well, if you look at something, you can change it. What kind of bullshit are you trying to? And so now, is it a particle? Is it a wave? Is it this? But if you look at it, you can change its state. What? Now, that is what this community is all about. and that it goes straight to entanglement and that whole discussion. It all comes into play. So they want the multiverse, right? Oh man, quantum computing, qubits. This is the craziest science fiction conspiracy stuff that we talk about here. But they are trying to convince the other people, not in this community, the rest, about all the multiverse, right? Okay. All right. The many worlds theory. This comes from their math. Okay. Oh, man. And it's crazy. But the double slit experiment completely validates that concept that you can observe something and change its state. Yeah, that's nuts, isn't it? So fog log, and that's one of the things I talk about it all the time here. I see something, I do this, I do that, and then I go and I jump into the world of science to see what it has to say about what I have just observed or experienced. I need to do that to keep my sanity. And science, no matter what we have here in our community, there is something in science that supports us. Like, in theory, I can't say there are no facts. There are no facts. I'll give you a fact that is a fact. After this show, I'm going to fire up my air fryer and I'm going to heat some pizza from Slice House. That is a fact. But everything else, no, man. In science, it's hard to get the facts. It's really hard because every time you get to something that feels like a fact, it gets changed. Somebody else comes along and changes your fact, and now we're on a new theory, right? The theory of whatever. So yeah, fog log. I love you, man. That was good. The photon stays the same. The object changes due to the relationship between the photons between observer and observed. Esperanza, bringing the big brain in here. And in that, Esperanza, and I love that. I love that idea. I do. We don't know. Esperanza, man, she's in here causing trouble tonight. All right. Holly, did you text me with a clarification on your question? Let me see. Only, I don't want to, I'm going to make some of you jealous. Only a few people in this chat room have my secret number. Okay. All right. Just a few. Who is the greatest? Who is your greatest living rock guitarist right now? Guthrie. I'm going Guthrie. Tough call. Guthrie Govan, Steve Vai, Zach Wild. Yeah. But I got to say, Guthrie blows my mind. Guthrie Govan is so good. He is the guitar player that other guitar players go, no, back up. No, yeah, Guthrie's the shit. He's that good. I mean, Zach Wild would go, well, no, Guthrie Govan. Steve I would, Guthrie. Guthrie's that good. When I'm out riding, and I have audio being pumped into my helmet. You know what I listen to a lot? The Aristocrats, Guthrie Govan's band. They're so good. And I just put that on a stream, and I've got a whole playlist of their albums. I cannot get enough of Guthrie. Yeah, he's just amazing. So Guthrie, I'm going to go with Guthrie, even though Steve Vai is, He's a guy. I've got like a half a dozen Steve Vai guitars, and I don't have any Guthrie's guitars. So that should tell you something. All right. Man, Guthrie Go, man. I'm really digging his stuff. Really. And Jordan Ziff, who's been on this show, been at my house many times. Jordan is just, he's incredible. And if you haven't checked out Jordan, go and just Google him. And he works with Jackson Guitars, and he does a lot of their videos too as well. But he's just an amazing player. Amazing, very gifted. Yeah, I like Jordan Ziff a lot. And I said that before I met him. We're friends now, but I've always been a fan of his. Cooked eggs and Coca-Cola. I don't even know where that, what? The ones that are on Earth, will they show themselves? Oh, that's Holly. Okay, Holly coming in. Yeah, you mean like publicly, like pop up on TV, right? Take over the internet and suddenly surface. You know, I think we're so close to that, Holly. I truly believe in my heart that the planet is ready for it. This is Ask Holly Hall. Holly is an amazing. So Esperanza's in here too as well. Holly is in here. If you guys want to go and have a reading done and or anything like that, Esperanza is amazing, and you can go to her YouTube channel. And same thing with Holly. Holly blew my mind one night on the show when she was a guest on the show, and really messed with me. And so anyway, anybody just go look at it's right there, Ask Holly Hall and Esperanza. You can follow them not only on their social media, but YouTube and so forth, and their websites. So two friends, but they're really good. And before I avoided Zappa. I have no idea why. Only serious guitar players who knew back then were into Zappa, like Joe Satriani. That's true. No, you're right about that. But Jeffrey, just do yourself a favor. Go and get Overnight Sensations. Get One Size Fits All. Get Chic Your Booty, and Joe's Garage. Listen to those albums. They all have the lyrics. Listen to the music. Put on your headphones and read the words as you're listening to the music, and you'll get it. You'll get it. It's a whole nother thing when you do it that way. They became thrifty, pay less drugstores. They're owned by and now Rite Aid is gone. They owned or bought by Rite Aid. Yeah. The Rite Aid up the street from me closed. Jimmy, what's the origin story of you and Gomez? How did you meet? I met Christina Gomez when she was working for the Debrief. And I think she was doing the news for the Debrief, and she was doing the weekly thing. And that's where I saw her for the first time. And I don't know, maybe she would remember this. I don't know if I reached out to her, or, did I go through Micah Hanks or something at the Debrief to get to her, or if she reached out to me. I don't remember exactly how that went down, but I've never met her. I've never met her in person. We've, only done shows together. And so I've never met her. One of these days, I'm going to get her to a conference, and I want the world to meet her. I would like to meet her, but it happened when she was on the Debrief, and then she started doing her own thing. And this was probably 2020, 2021. So it was 5 years ago. Yeah. You'd have to ask Christina. I'm not going to be with Christina this week. And last week I was in Boulder. This week I'm at Conscious Life Expo. And then I think next week I'm back in Boulder. Let me see here. Let me look at my schedule. I have my schedule right here. So where are we? Let's see here. Let's go February 2026. So CLE. So I have 3 shows next week. So I'm in town. And then the week after that, I'm in Sedona. Oh, no, it is. Yeah, I have Beyond Belief, and then I go to Sedona. So I won't. It looks like next. Oh, wow. March. It looks like March 5th, I'll be on with Christina. So I will ask her. I'll ask her. I will ask her. That's a great question. That comes from Grim. Okay, we're now here. Let's see. So Jimmy, you're saying Frank Zappa's band were aliens. Not of this world. I know, right? Yes, yeah, man. You know, and you think about that Chad Wackerman, right? George Duke, you know, and his Adrian Belew, you know, his band, they were just crazy level musicians. Just, I mean, Terry Bozzio, not of this earth, man. None of this. Especially that period, 1977, 78 through 81, 82. Wow. I got an F in physics. Professor said world needs ditch diggers. Ted Knight. That's a good line. That's a good line. All right. As we start to wind this up, Billy Meyer called Valiant Thor a shill. Did he? Oh, man, should look in the mirror. Billy Meyer should. Yeah, okay, yes. And the short answer to this is yes. Jimmy, have you seen any of the guitar playing content of creators on YouTube? I watch a lot of that as much as, you know, time will allow. And Oleg, what's his name from Sweden? He's good too. Like his content. Chug. Does it chug? Yeah, I watch this stuff. And some of these players and some of the women are just, you know, incredible and mind-blowing. Yeah. There's a lot of really good players out there. Some of it, when it, you know, it's your feed and you've changed the algorithm and suddenly you're looking at one guitar player after another playing as fast as they can, you know, playing this classical, neoclassical arpeggios. There's like, okay, all right. It's fun to watch one or two of those, but when you scroll and you see one after another, it gets to be a bit much. To my ear, it starts to irritate my ear. But yeah, there are some great players out there. I like Oleg, though. Oleg's got a really good sense of humor about him. I really like him a lot. I've watched him blow up. So yeah, I'm trying to think of Oleg's last name. Okay, let's see. I'll get a couple of more quick ones in. I don't mind going into overtime just a little bit. I do want to. I'll leave you guys with this, and then I'll see everybody tomorrow night with Holly Burns. I've set up another video studio, and it's ready to go, and I've got the content idea ready. And so I'll tell you now, it's going to be called One Take, No Edits. That's it. So it's not going to be any fancy editing. Nope. It's going to be these bursts of thought. I have a list of bullet points of things that I want to cover. No teleprompter, nothing like that. Just like I'm doing now, just speaking. And so I've got a list of bullet point subjects, right? All the way down. I've got about 40. And I want these videos to run between maybe 10 and 15 until I run out of gas. But one take, no edits. And so it's all set up. And the video studio was set up in such a way with the lights and the staging and the set decoration. It's all really cool. But it's set up for me to go, all right, I'm ready. So I can go in, sit down, fire up the lights, and hit the remote control, and we're running. I don't have to have anybody there with me. And I want it that way so I can just have pure thought and just get it into the lens. No editing, nothing else. And that's going to be a big part of what I do as far as content goes moving on. I just did a show with Lynn Buchanan last week in Boulder for Beyond Belief. And there's some announcements coming out about Beyond Belief here real soon. So Lynn said, and he's just incredible. So we walk out of the studio and we've got about 10 people with us from the production crew and executives from Gaia. And Lynn stops and goes, Jimmy, you know too much. You need to have somebody interview you. That needs to be the show. You can be you're a great host and I love all of that, but you need to flip the script on this. You need to have someone. I said, Lynn, I'm all over this. Right? Yes. And that's what One Take No Edits is all about. It's just getting my brain offloaded onto a drive for all of you. And I just want to do it. I want to do it. I want to have my daughter, her family. I want to have these little nuggets of wisdom passed down to my grandkids and everything. I just want it to be there. Okay. So get ready for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's all set up. It's all ready to go. And that content will be coming soon. And it will be, here's the other thing, because of my travel, I have Fade to Black, right? So there's this. I've got Beyond Belief. That's every month. Fade to Black is supposed to be every day. I've got the travel and the other things that I'm doing in between all of that, right? So it could be 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. Sit down, fire that thing up. 8 o'clock in the morning, ready to, it's fired. So it's a lot of content. And it's going to be coming soon with no edits. Just absolutely bang it out, post it. Bang it out, post it. Bang it out, post it. All right. Listen, everybody, have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'm going to deal with this storm. I'm going to go check out all the flooding that's going on around my house and especially in the backyard. I'm going to go tend to all of that. I'll see everybody here tomorrow night with Holly Burns. That's right. Tomorrow night, E.T., Jesus, and Sasquatch, and Harleys and music. That's going on tomorrow night. Everybody, have a great night. Enjoy your evening. I'm going to go and fire up my air fryer. Oh, by the way, one last thing. I am in love with my air fryer. And I know that air fryers were a fad. I've had my air fryer for a while. And then I just kind of went away from it. The last 6 months, 4 months, 6, I am in love with my air fryer. There is no way I could live without my air fryer. Are they amazing or what? There's nothing I won't put in that thing. I'm in love with my air fryer. Are you? All right. Everybody, have a great night. Enjoy yourself. I'll see you right here tomorrow with Holly Burns. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Go back, Lee Tappy. Fade to Black is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee Newman, and Michelle Freed. Special thanks to Bill, John, Dex, Jessica, Dennis, and Kevin. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music by Doug Aldrich. Intro, Space Boy. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network. This broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2024 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Go back, Lee Tappy.